Pussycat, welcome to my channel. My name's Emma Cownley, I'm a freelance copywriter and blogger, and today I'm going to be treating you to another witchy related video. Also, side note, I didn't mean to dress like that weird yo-yo guy from 1998, but I cannot, nay will not, change my outfit. We don't have to talk about it. Today we're going to be discussing some of the witchy kind of magical shit that I like to do to prepare for a client prospecting call. Those initial kind of briefing chemistry calls that you're having with a potential client. A call in which you are pitching yourself as the motherfucker and also trying to gauge whether or not the client is the right fit for you. So you're on the move to impress, you need your intuition to be turned up to 11, and also you just want to feel grounded and confident and comfortable while you're on that call. And if you're anything like me, you absolutely loathe phone calls and Zoom calls. They make you feel horrible inside. And so the way I see it, anything I can do to help myself feel more prepared physically and mentally is ultimately a good thing. So I've got 7 tips for you here. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible to talk you through them. These are just the things that I like to do. Feel free to pick and choose from this list or to maybe invent your own. Who knows? It's whatever works for you. So the first thing I like to do is dress for power and confidence. Now this can either be through colour therapy, choosing colours that are associated with confidence and success, like your reds, golds, yellows and oranges. Now you don't have to go crazy with this. You don't have to, dress head to toe in fucking orange. That's probably not going to make you feel very confident, and in fact will probably make you feel like a giant fucking satsuma. You could just have a scarf on, or just a top, or if you enjoy to wear makeup, maybe a little bit of kind of coral lipstick or something like that, Anything that helps to channel that energy of that colour vibration, and to help you kind of change your mood. Because that's what it's really all about, isn't it? It's changing the perception of you from the client's side, and also you helping to change the perception of yourself. Or you can choose a garment from your wardrobe that really makes you feel like the big fucking I am. Whether that's your favourite blazer, a really nice piece of tailoring, just whatever it is that whenever you put that on you think, yes, like you're here to fucking slay, put that on. Do it. I'm fully for wearing what makes you feel good on the day-to-day just because you want to. So really it's kind of that psychological thing of you have made the choice to take that out and put that on and dress for that. It's an intentional thing that you've done to prepare for the day and prepare for the call, and anything like that is definitely going to make you feel like $1,000,000. So next I like to use incense or oils that help to encourage the energy that I'm wanting to channel on that particular day. So if it's a call I'm particularly nervous about, I'll use a calming oil in my oil burner, or I'll light a scented candle, something like lavender, to help me kind of bring my mood under control and help me feel a bit more relaxed, so I can go into the call kind of channeling a soothing energy rather than manic nervousness. But if I really need to up the energy and feel, spicy, I'm going to use black pepper or cinnamon or something like that. You can use oils from the menthol family if you're looking for better clarity of thought, maybe a little bit of rosemary in there for success. You can use oils for grounding. I've got a whole list of correspondence for oils in my Witchy Freelancer ebook, or you can just go out and Google it and use a trusted source and figure out kind of which oils are really good. A couple of drops of those in an oil burner or a diffuser, or even a scented candle maybe, just to kind of help you get into the right headspace. And again, this is about kind of going through the practice of deciding the energy that you would like to channel and the way you would like to feel, and then taking an action to promote that, really. So whether or not you believe in aromatherapy is kind of besides the point. This is more like a mental exercise to help you get into the frame of mind that you would like to be in for this call. Next up, you're going to want to do some fucking prep for the call. The amount of prep that you do and how ready you feel to kind of go into that chat is really going to affect your level of confidence and your kind of the way you hold yourself and the authority with which you speak all comes from that knowledge that you've done the homework that you need to do in order to go in and really impress. Louise Shanahan, in her 15-minute freelancer podcast a couple of years ago now, I think, she did an episode on how she prepares for client calls, and I really, really like that. Not only did it make me feel really comforted in that somebody like Louise suffers from the same kind of nervousness that I do, but also there were really great sensible facts in there about having your own briefing document and the questions that you know you need answered before you can go into the working relationship, doing your homework on the company beforehand, knowing in your mind what you need from them in order to give a proper quote, and kind of knowing that you've got the gumption to say, I will go away and write up a quote, I can't give you a figure right now on the phone, or no, I don't offer that, or no, I'm not the right person for the job, or, you know, kind of maintaining your boundaries confidently while on that call, or maybe even saying a price without kind of balking at it. So I'll leave a link for Louise's podcast episode in the description box below. I think I've also done a video on it at some point. It seems like the kind of thing I would do. If I can find that, I'll leave a link for that below as well. But long story short, for this point, make sure you've done your homework and you feel really good about defending your boundaries, getting the information that you need to get, and also kind of going in with your intuition open so that you can properly gauge that client. A client screening spreadsheet is also really helpful for this as well. Just defining the things that you need from a client in order to feel happy to work with them and getting that clear in your mind before chatting. The next point is to do some basic grounding exercises before you get on the call. Personally, what I like to do is put both of my feet flat on the ground under my desk and really feel myself rooted to the earth. I like to feel my heaviness and the gravity pulling me down, and I just draw my awareness to that sensation and bring my awareness back into my body from the chaos of my mind and really kind of root myself in the presentness there and just take a few deep calming breaths before I go on the call. Because for me, I know I have a tendency to just kind of float away like a balloon, you know. I get all up in my head and I get all a fluster, and then that's when I start to kind of fumble and make mistakes and kind of come across as being really manic and insane. So by kind of physically grounding myself, I'm really helping to bring myself back into the present moment and just think, yeah, we're okay, this is just two people talking to each other. I'm gauging them, they're gauging me. If it doesn't work out, that's perfectly fine. If it does, I'm confident that I've got what I need to go forward and smash this job. My next point is kind of tangent to that first point, and that is that I use a grounding stone that I hold while I'm on these calls. And the reason is twofold. The first is that it helps me to have something physical that I'm holding that brings me into myself and into the moment and into my body so that I'm not spiraling somewhere else. But also it stops me from fidgeting, which is another reason that I hold a hot beverage while I do these videos. I'm very animated with my hands. I'm always moving. I'm one of these people that's like got ants in their pants. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very physical and energetic. I use the stone to stop myself from fidgeting. I just keep it in my hand. Now, I'm pretty sure that you could use any object for this. Anything small and discreet that you can just hold. Anything that's got kind of meaning for you that makes you feel comforted or whatever is a good option. Mine is a stone that I picked up, I think it was in Highgate Cemetery. I was walking around it with a friend on my birthday, and I just saw this stone on the ground that was the perfect size and shape to just hold and press your thumb into. Perfect. So I picked it up, and now I just kind of always use it as a grounding stone. The next point is kind of a tangent to the aromatherapy, and that is to make use of herbal teas to help you channel the mood and the vibe that you're wanting. So if I am extra nervous, I'll go away and make a chamomile tea with a little bit of oat milk and honey just to kind of soothe and calm myself. Nighttime teas are quite good for this as well. Or if you need to channel that kind of spicy, vibrant energy, maybe put some fresh ginger into a cup with some slices of lemon, a little bit of honey, really get that kind of spicy, fiery juice on the go, or even add some coffee spice to your percolator and have a kind of a Turkish spiced coffee, because spices like clove and cinnamon and whatnot are fantastic for success and energy and luck. So all good options. But again, it helps to have something to hold. And if you need to take a minute when you're answering a question, you can take a little thoughtful sip while you bide time, rather than going, which kind of doesn't look as good. Gives your hands something to do, gives you something to breathe in, helps you remember why you're here, brings you back to yourself. And if you do believe in herbology, well, then you get the added kick of a little bit of magical broth, a magical potion in your hand while you're on the call. Again, if you want some of my own personal recipes, you can go pick up a copy of The Witchy Freelancer on my website for £3, instant download. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Job done. I've forgotten how many of these points I've already done and how many more I've got left. But the last one, I think, is I have a personal sigil that I use, that I have created specifically to tackle the issues that I know I suffer from on client calls. The self-doubt, nervousness, not being able to feel grounded, not trusting my own intuition, all of those things. So I have made my own sigil, a magical symbol that you create as part of an intention. And whenever you kind of doodle that or think of that, you're tapping back into that intention. I have written a blog post on it, and I've also done a newsletter on it. I'll link both of them below so that you can go away and do a little bit of homework, a little bit of research on what a sigil is. But effectively, it is a customized magic symbol that you have created for yourself. And for the most part, these are created by writing out your intention, removing all the duplicate letters, looking at the letters you're left with, and then combining them into a symbol. But I kind of like mine to be a bit more aesthetic, so I also lean on semiotics to put symbols like crosses, circles, triangles, eyes, wavy lines, arrows, things like that, bringing them in as part of the design as well. And I use my sigil for anything. I can use a pin to carve into a candle and light the candle to help me kind of focus in on that energy. I can doodle it on my notebook or on a client folder. I can doodle it on a piece of paper and just tuck it into my pocket so that I have it with me. And I find them really, really helpful. So if there's something I know I'm going to be struggling with in particular for this client call, I'll make a sigil and I'll have it with me in front of me. Maybe even when I'm making notes, I can doodle it on the pad and bring myself back in to, reinforce my personal power and my personal strength. But that's just a little thing I like to do. And that is how I use witchy magic to prepare for a client prospecting call. If you have any favourite things that you like to do, leave them in the comments below. I'm always up for trying new things. And if you have any questions about anything I have discussed, and as always, I'll leave links to my social channels and everything else down below. So if there's anything in this that's piqued your interest, delve into the description box and find additional info there. And that's it for me for another 2 weeks. So until then, take care and peace out.